Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to get started by talking about the Sentinel Into the Spider-Verse Miles Morales Spider-Man. What a beauty. I've had a good time playing with this. Shout out to Justin Hernandez for reviewing his, having a great time, spectacularly reviewing it. It brought even more excitement to mine as I sat down and played with it as he reviewed it. So shout out to Just, I appreciate you, brother. But yeah, this figure right here is so beautiful and so nice. And it brings a lot of different things to the table, like the fact that Sentinel, I mean, truly, if Sentinel had done comic book or comic book related stuff, I feel like they would kill it. And yet they choose not to. I don't know why, but what they've done here is magnificent. It's an excellent piece. There are some minor gripes that I have that I feel like it could have been a different choice for it. But this is Sentinel putting a stylized piece into it. So I had to take that into consideration as well. But my gripes are my own, and everyone will have their own. So let's get started by talking about the figure. Miles looks utterly stunning in his spider suit. As you can see here, it looks really good. There aren't that many breaks in articulation that you can visibly see that will kind of annoy your eyes. Everything kind of looks really, really good, no matter how you put it out. They have a different sort of ball joint articulation. I'm going to pop the arm off now. As you can see here, it's just on a round ball joint that kind of focuses on just hitting rotation in a certain way, but also allows you to have the freedom to move around and also kind of simulates the butterfly swivel without actually changing anything. And I think that's something that they chose for this smaller body to make it work. One issue that I do have is going to be that low sitting neck. While it looks really good animation wise, as a toy it just makes him look like he has no neck whatsoever, especially being a little 14-year-old kid. But when you look up, the neck is there. I just don't think that joint sits high enough for the head to look really good. Shout out to Figure Fix though, who did do a neck mod, as well as Dan's Custom CA. Both of them had done neck mods. If I can find the link for it, I'll put it in the video description for you guys to check it out. But yeah, otherwise, getting a look at this guy, I mean, everything about this just looks really solid, especially the nice, smooth, and posable joints. And I like the fact that even though you can visibly see the lines on this, you don't necessarily have to worry about the fact that it's metallic. Everything seemed to be sort of matted out. But yeah, let's check out a few poses on my guy. Check him out. As you can see here, he looks like he can do a lot. This is me just basically moving around the joints, having a good time, looking really, really solid. So if we want to talk about just spinning webs or just web whipping, it looks like he is going to be a solid piece, looking really good, like a force to be reckoned with in the pose game. This is going to be really, really good. Let's see if we can get down for our spider poses. This is one that's going to be the really important one. It's talking about spider poses. So getting our legs to sit really low. Yeah, we can touch the floor and hit certain poses. Let's see if we can get our neck to lift up. So it's going to be the neck that's going to be an issue in getting down to spider-like poses. But everything else looks like it's going to be really solid. So let's talk about that articulation as well, too. One of the things I like is that no matter which way I've moved this, it felt smooth and nothing felt really too forced at all. Like, I like that a lot. One of those things is our head movement, as you saw, look up, but doesn't look really goodly up. I'm sorry, really goodly up. Weirdly enough, although it can look up, it looks like it's going to be stopped because of that ball peg. So if I pop the head off, we see that our ball joint actually ends there. And the way the neck is set up is going to stop at the back of that joint. So that may be an issue, like looking up and down. But I don't think that's something you should fear too much. We saw that our arms can lift up, do the T. We actually have bicep swivel as well, and we are double jointed. One thing that's really different about Sentinel as well is that there is no ball hinge. It's kind of just on a socket in there. That is something that is completely different. And it was a weird choice at first. I was like, well, you won't be able to get certain movement. And then I thought about it and I was like, maybe that's kind of what they're aiming for. I was still able to pose up most things with no issue because I have this butterfly-like new joint, right? So maybe I'm overthinking it. So I'm not sure how I should go about this or how to feel about the no ball joint thing. But I will say this. the strength reinforcing those hand joints is dope, because I don't have to worry about anything falling out or holding up under a certain weight. We can tilt side to side. We can rotate around. We have a really nice forward ab crunch. And going backwards, we also have a nice movement. Not as deep as the front, but just equally as nice. So that means any sort of backwards flipping poses will look really natural for your miles. Not terrible, right? So if we do a somersault kick as if we were Guile, we look good. Yeah, we do. Our legs are really crazy because we can go outward. We can do the 90-degree pose. We can actually get a little bit of backwards. And we have thigh swivel. As you can see here, we have a lot of good movement. Our ankle pivot is utterly fantastic. Forward, down, up, round, up, left, left, A, B start. It's all there, as well as toe pivot. So yeah, Miles is looking good all around to fight the good fight. Like, this is a solid piece. Even if we were talking about him coming with nothing else, if he came like this would be a genuinely solid piece. Now we're going to talk about the accessories, because this is where it gets really crazy for Miles. So let's take a break, talk about that. Let's get to it. Hey guys, now we're going to talk about our accessories. I'm going to talk about our hand joints first, because when it talks about the other accessories for Miles, it's going to require some part swapping, and I want to show as much as possible with that. So with our hands accessories, first up, we get a right hand with a spray can. This looks really nice. It's a solid white paint can, but you know what's really cool about it though? You can't take it off, but if you know how to paint, you can just like design this up if you want. And I like the idea of having freedom to do that. You will also get 2 palms that are relaxed palms. As I stated earlier, these joints actually stay in really, really well. You have your open wall crawling / action hands. Actually, you can call these wall crawling hands, but the next set is particularly the designated wall crawling hand. Like, these have the wrinkles in the hand for the exact idea of wall crawling, right? Then you will get item holding hands / web swinging hands. This is going to be because you can hold Spider-Ham's mallet in these hands as well. Oh, yep, I unplug it. I forgot all about that. Oop. So I'm going to unplug that. Put it through the bottom. And we can have Spider-Ham's mallet. Also, you will get Thwip Thwip. You do not get these without the effect, but I do believe you can take the effect out. Nope, you can't. I forgot. Oh, yeah, on my extra one, the effect fell out, which I think it was just a bad glue job. Not to change the subject, but weirdly enough, a lot of my stuff coming in and out of Japan has become really damp, with the boxes soaking wet, with sometimes damaging my boxes. Luckily for me, I don't worry too much about the boxes, but I noticed it has damaged some of my figures. That's why on that one I thought it was unglued, but that was a side tangent. Don't worry about that. Yes, and then we get a web line. And that's where you can actually put the hand in there to use your web line. It actually flies really, really nicely up. So you can use this end to use it that way, or you can bring the hand back down and through and use it as a particular one for this end to just slide directly into this one to like your web swinging. That way you have 2 options. Next up, we are going to talk about the alternate mask sculpt. This looks really, really dope, as it adds a little bit of expression to him. You know, kooky, zany, questioning. Adds a lot of variety. Then we have this beautiful, beautiful unmasked head that is off looking to the side. I really wish they gave it a neutral looking forward face, but looking off to the side looks really good as well too. This looks exactly like him in the movie, and I can't say anything that is bad about this sculpt. I just said I wish I looked forward, but that's not really a gripe. This is just perfect. Now, oh, you'll also get one right hand that looks like it's holding a can too. This can also hold larger items as well. Now, this is, oh, you know what? Let's talk about the cell phone, which is tiny, 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 and our headphones. So you also get headphones. The headphones can go over the masthead as well. Looks a little different, but then you can also put them around the neck or the head of the unmasked head. But clearly it's not going to fit that way. So maybe you would do a round. Oop. Put them this way if you want, like behind the head. Oop. A little uneven. But mostly to fit around the neck. But it's not my point. The reason why I did that is because what I am going to do is I'm going to break out my second Miles that I spoke of, and we're going to talk about part swapping out to give you the quote-unquote cloth version. Well, it's not cloth, but it's soft plastic. But yeah, so let's pop off the head. We're going to take off our arms, and this is why I think they chose this as well, because it looks good in both forms. And then we are also going to take out the bottom of the leg. Make sure you keep the knee part in on both of them. And you want to take out your feet. Now we have our parts. So now we take out our lower torso. Part of the reason why I got two of them too, so I can do this and kind of be able to have both out at the same time. We're going to just swap in our shorts now. These plug pieces come in there, but you can just pop these right out with no problem. Right? We're going to pop our legs in. These are really, really easy to do. Like, as you can see, I've had zero issue. And I haven't done too much changing around, so it shouldn't be an issue for you as well either. This just sits right over and just wiggle it down. It lines up with the arms, just in case you are curious and don't know what you're doing just yet. Then you're going to plug these small pieces right out the sleeves and pop these off the carrier. Just get rid of this. Then we're going to pop these right on in. I'm going to use the unmasked head for fun. Oop, let me make sure I line that up. There we go. And now we technically have our clothing version for Miles, right? Now, this is where I'm going to talk about our sneakers. Our sneakers do not come with our Nike logo. I'm assuming that they could not get the license from Jordan. But these do have a toe pivot. These parts are wiggleable. Wiggleable. Wow. I'm just making up words now. But all words are made up, and that's fine. These have some wiggle room to move around. And as you can see, there's the peg to plug them in. Now, this is where it gets really cool because Sentinel gives you a part swap. And I don't know if you can even see this because it's so hard to see. Sentinel leaves you an unlaced version of your laces to plug in for the tab, or a laced version. So they give you options, but I'm going to choose the unlaced version, and I'm going to plug them into the tiny tab that you can barely see on camera. Like seriously, it's really hard to capture on camera. I couldn't even see it myself. And I'm going to just plug one of them in, and I'm going to use the no shoelaces on the other foot. We're going to plug these bad boys in. So yeah, I do want to zoom in so we can talk about our articulation, because it slightly changes for Miles here. As I knocked him down in the background, that kind of sucks, but let's leave him down, right? Our arms technically don't sit flush, which is a little bit of a bothersome, and it always looks like he's in action. So they gave you basically the action poses for the jacket. You will get two options. You have the, let's take this head off. You have the option to put the hood down and give you the hood down version, which tabs into the back of the jacket, right? which is why I chose the unmasked head for right now. I'm a little too excited. I'm pressing down on every tab. So maybe I should be a little bit more careful with my hands. So as you can see, this looks like he's always in action. So let's put a masked head back on him. Right? And this is how he looks with the masked head. This is a lot to kind of take in. Like, it really is. That tab down, it doesn't tab in too well for me. And hopefully that's just me and not everybody else. But because it seems like he has to be in basically a motion pose because of the way the jacket looks, it's kind of a bummer. But you do get excellent articulation, because here at the legs, they give you wiggle room at the leg part as well as the shorts. So that way you don't lose any of your articulation, which is really, really dope. That means this is definitely meant to always be in an action pose. Like, look at this. That means it's 100% meant to look like an action pose at all times. And I know I should have like plugged his hands in, but I want to show you guys just kind of how it moves. So look at this. Or let's talk about falling, like doing a fall pose. So things like that. This looks really good. So let's take off this part right here. You can swap that out for a tabbed version of our hoods up. So you can tab that into the back of the jacket as well. And I think it's definitely me having issues with tabbing it up. But yeah, this is still an overall excellent look. But it may not be for everyone. Now, real quick though, if you want to try it out, we'll do it on camera together, because I haven't tested it. But I do want to see if it does work. I know the shorts don't work because someone on Instagram showed me. So the shorts don't work. But what we're going to do is we're going to take our jacket off. We're going to take our hands off on our bare arms. And we're going to try the Mafex jacket real quickly. And I know this is a lot to go through, but I appreciate you sticking it out with me as we both learn something together. So I appreciate you guys. So let's try the jacket on from the Mafex. I know the shorts 100% do not work. Like, the body is much smaller on the Mafex. But it does look like this jacket does technically look and work. So your Mafex jacket will work, but your shorts won't. So that means you can probably get some poses out of this guy, because that means you can get them to work. Let's put some hands on there so we can see it. So this jacket may be a little bit big on the sleeves part, but it's not impossible to make it work though. So getting you a mixture of the two may also work. All right. This actually don't look terrible. This could work, especially with the extended neck peg. This could definitely work. Oh, this is dope. That's really dope. But that covers all the accessories, trying out things, and trying to make it work. So what I am going to do is I'm going to clean up the mess that I've made here by just kind of parting the seat here. And then we're going to jump into our size comparison. So I'll see you guys in a second. Hey guys, now we're going to jump into the size comparisons. I have a bunch of stuff to choose from, but I guess the first place we should start is the Mafex counterpart. Here we are. It's safe to say that I prefer the Sentinel one, but I do like the Mafex one. That doesn't mean it's not good. But with the Sentinel one getting a US release, it just having a lower price point and having a lot more room of availability and not being delayed, and just overall feeling like a stronger piece being presented. Something about it just feels more at home. And I don't know if it's the plastic quality or just because overall everything about it just is engineered to Sentinel quality. And I really enjoy that. So my preference for this would be the Sentinel one, but I really do enjoy both. And that's maybe because I love Miles as a character. I feel a little biased with that, but the Sentinel is in my favor. Next up, for those of you that collect the Marvel Legends stuff, here is the Marvel Legends Miles Morales, and he is going to be the bigger of the three. The Marvel stuff is 6-inch, and even though he is smaller than other stuff, He is more stylized to fit the Marvel Legends theme. Let's remove these two guys. Next up, we'll choose the Marvel Legends Into the Spider-Verse Prowler. I think this is going to be dope to compare the two, because this really works design-wise, as Miles is only 14 and his uncle. So, yeah, I think that has a really good look to it. Next up, we'll do a Marvel Legends Ben Reilly Spider-Man. I just really like the idea of these two teaming up. It just looks really good. Also, you get to compare, that. Then we have the Mafex Peter B. Parker. Now, this is where it gets really good, because I don't know if Sentinel is going to continue this line. But if they did, I was really hoping they would either do a Peter B. Parker or at least a Gwen, which would be really, really dope. I really like the way these three look right here, especially the look between these two. They actually complement each other very, very well. So that'll be a dope combination if Sentinel gives us more. I really hope they decide to continue this. Next up, this one is a personal one for me. If Miles teamed up with an older alternative version of himself, and I really like that. I'm just doing that because it's fun. It just seems fun. Here is a Lightning Collection green SPD Ranger. About to call him Decker Ranger. Here's an articulated Icons Ninja. You can never go wrong with fighting ninjas if you're a Spider-Man. Right? Here we are with a G.I. Joe Snake Eyes. So yeah. Miles is always going to be the smallest one in the room, as he fits the child motif. But he doesn't look terribly bad with any one of these, which is fantastic. Let's remove these guys. Next up, we will choose... Oh, here is a Mythic Legions 1.0 style Barbarian. Here is a Mezco Me on a Gomez body. And then last but not least, we have SH Figure Arts Kamen Rider Kuga, Amazing Mighty Form. That's not a bad team up either. But as you can see, the ball gets rolling and you get a bunch of ideas, for, especially if you want to take pictures. This Miles looks like it's going to photograph well. I hope you guys truly do enjoy the photos at the end, and just all the effort put into the video in general, because it took me a lot of time to kind of stay on camera and not like doze off and like get all involved with playing in it, because I was all in my own zone too. But thank you guys so much for enjoying. Thank you for always watching. Please do that thing where you like, comment, and subscribe. Say something nice in the comments. Say something that you enjoyed about the video, or just, pass it on and share it with other people. I truly do thank you guys. As always, please be good, do good, drink your water, guys.